What's up, y'all? Friday night, round two. I'd say round two because first time we were recording, I went bloop. I hit a button and cut the video off. So then we had to start over again, and then I published them on YouTube. Tried to, and you can't hear this one talk because she talks like a mouse. See, louder.
Like I talk to my residents.
Like you talk. There you go. Now you got it. You can hear it clearly on there if that's what you're gonna do. So let's hold on. So now we kind of also had a dry run. So I guess so. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get back into this conversation one more time. My beard's all. Hey, look, a AA battery. Oh wait, AAA battery. There you go. Congratulations.
First gift.
So anyways, all right. So Father's Day. Father's Dad's been talking about this for 3 or 4 days. I know it sounds like driving a repetitive nail into the coffin, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, now I have an opportunity to talk about this subject with one of my children, and I'd like to get her perspective on how things are from an up close and personal point of view. So Vanessa, this is Vanessa. For those of you that don't know, she is soon to be 28 years old, second oldest child in line. Dell's the first, and then it goes Vanessa, Johnny, Selena, Frankie. Right? Right.
Yes.
20, 24, 25, 26, and soon to be 228. Right? 228. Dell's 28 already. You're going to be 28. Johnny will be 26 here in a minute. So anyways, okay. So here we go. You have the benefit of having a father, a dad, a mother, and a stepmother.
Yes.
Okay. So let's start with this. You also have your grandparents. You have two sets of grandparents. Okay. Most people in your situation would have 4 sets of grandparents. Ava, yeah. Well, she only has one papa. There's only one.
Only one.
There's
papa.
only one. See, says it right. Don't forget it, Joe. It's right there. So Papa's short for Grandpa. That's me, one and only. Anyways, so you have the benefit of these 4 people in your life. So let me ask you, what was the dynamic of your childhood and even up through now with your stepmom? Let's just walk through this in steps, and we'll keep it short and sweet. It doesn't have to be full length 20-minute chat on each particular situation. But yeah, we could be. So, and I think Mom's in there waiting to go to Dairy Queen to get some ice cream or something. So anyways, so the dynamic of you and your stepmom, what's that like? What was it like when you were younger, and what's it like now? Where is it growth into now?
Growing up, it was okay for a little bit. I say little, like a year or 2, and then it just got bad as I got older. She changed, I think, because I got older, and she thought that she could control me a little more. And now I barely talk to her. It's maybe when my dad makes her call me, or if
So it's not really even a relationship anymore.
Nope.
It's just your dad's wife, your father's wife.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what's your relationship with your dad?
My dad is...
Or your father, or whatever. I don't want to...
It's pretty much Mother's Day, my birthday, Christmas, maybe Valentine's Day, and that's pretty much it. And his birthday, of course, Father's Day. I'll text him, and that's basically Happy Father's Day, thank you, I love you too, and that's it.
So if you have a life question or something you need advice with, do you call him for that?
No.
Okay.
No.
So it's safe to say that your relationship with your biological father is that of just a holidays, convenience.
Pretty much.
It's not really a.
I can't call them and say, hey, let's go to lunch, or can I come over and bring the kids? It's not that kind of relationship.
So now the relationship with your mother.
Mm-hmm.
We all. It's kind of documented. You people that have watched my videos and known me on Facebook and personally and so forth, sort of know the struggles, trials, tribulations that we've been through with my wife, her mother, and we all know that we're glad to still have her here and lucky to still have her here and so forth. But what is your relationship with your mom? What does the relationship with your mother offer you that maybe other relationships don't? In other words, what's what does the relationship offer that you would be missing if you didn't have that relationship?
First, it would be somebody to vent to, because my mom's my best friend. My mom knows everything. So without her, it would
Which
be,
is scary.
yeah. But without her, it would be hard. I wouldn't have nobody to really talk to. Like when I get sad or when I'm mad or I'm just having a bad day, I can call mom. And if she wasn't there, it would be, I wouldn't know who to call because I don't have friends that are like that. I can't just call a friend and tell them my husband's being an asshole. Can I talk to you about it? I could do that with mom.
I'm sure mom does that with you.
Yes.
So okay, yeah, I know. It's all right. So your relationship with me then, what what is there that wouldn't be there? What have we gone through that has changed your life or has been experiences that you'll never forget and things of that nature? What would you be missing out on? What do you think you'd be missing out on if I wasn't here, if I wasn't a part of your life?
It would be the learning things. Like you've taught me to do a lot of stuff. Like like I said earlier, how to change a
Except they
tire.
missed
Yeah,
earlier.
because they couldn't hear me. But how to change a tire, how to put brakes in, how to check oil, stuff like that. My dad wouldn't teach me that stuff because that's men stuff only. Women's not supposed to learn how to do that stuff.
But that was pretty equal across the board, teaching everybody kind of the same how
Cause
to how to put a nail in, how to put a
yeah,
screw in, how to be kind to the homeless guy on the corner and
there.
give him share with him because you have an abundance. If you have anything, then you have an abundance,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, stuff like that. Like just and your advice. There's been a couple of times where I would call mom to hear what she has to say, and then I would call you, and it would be totally different. Your advice is always very helpful, especially when it comes to just the randomest things. I can call you and be like, help. And we could just sit and talk about it. Usually it goes on forever. Yeah. That's what I don't like about it. That's what I like about you. I can sit and talk to you about just pretty much anything. And it's, how do I explain it? It'll be like no judgment. You're able to tell me stuff and you'd be upset or mad if it was something like that's upsetting or to be mad about, but you would still talk to me and help me get through the situation.
Is that something you think you learned from? I mean, because honestly, until you were 17, 18 years old, it was very sporadic when your children were at the house. You were there for a weekend, you were there for Thursday nights or whatever. And so there was more time spent at your biological father's house and your stepmom's than there was at our house. So how do you think that life would have been different had had you not had the influence of me in your life?
Like just my dad.
Okay.
Uh, Probably wouldn't know the stuff that I know now. I mean, because the way that my stepmom, how do I say, just the way that my stepmom would, how do you say, she would change like
Control things.
Yeah, she would change stuff then. Like if I said one thing, she would change it to be something else. Like
manipulative.
There you go. That's the word I was looking for. She manipulated a lot of things, and I probably would have ran away or left something if I just had to be at my dad's house, because it wasn't just wanting to be with that stuff, like how my stepmom treated us and how my dad just believed everything that she said. It would have been
Well, you would have had to hire a preacher for your wedding.
that. I probably would have not got married. I probably would have not had Ava if it was just being with dad, my dad.
Yeah.
He would have made me join the military, or done something that I didn't want to do.
So, how do you feel about how your mom and I have been? Well, we're still talking about fathers. We missed Mother's Day when I was starting this whole video collection of what I did. So, how do you think that I have influenced your life for the better? In other words, you've been down the wrong path a couple times. You've had a couple hiccups. You've had a couple things go wrong. But at 28 years old, you've turned quite a bit of it around. And anyway, so I mean, you've done pretty well for yourself. You're married. You got 2 kids. But it's been a hard road.
Yeah.
How has having me in your life, and I'm not saying me because I'm patting myself on the back or what have you. I'm saying me because I'm saying as a father figure, how have things turned out in your eyes for the better by having a strong male influence in your life and someone you can talk to? Because that's the whole point of a lot of my videos of what we've been talking about, what people are lacking and what I don't have. And so you have the gift of having more than one person in your life that has strong opinions and so forth. And how do you think that you've benefited, how your life has benefited having me for guidance in your life?
Well, you showed me how to stand up for myself. Like we just had the conversation not too long ago. How come recently I haven't been able to say stuff that's been on my mind? You've taught me how to do that. How to stand up for myself and not to let anybody like bully me or put me down. And just, I don't know, just just showing me how to do stuff the right way. And I don't know how else to say it.
Well, I'll tell you something. Growing up, I had my father as an influence till I was 14. He passed away. My grandparents sort of just let me run wild with a bunch of money and do whatever I wanted to do. And there was nobody ever there to transition me from being a punk teenager to an adult. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that what I've tried to do with everybody, and I've not been successful because sometimes I've gone at it the wrong way. But I think the point of the conversation that you and I were having was when you were a teenager, you were strong-minded.
I was an asshole.
Well, but you were strong-minded. You knew what you were gonna do, and you went and did it.
Yeah.
And then you met Ava's dad, and you let him control you. And then you met Paul, and you became sappy. And the point of my conversation that we had was stand up for yourself, be who you used to be, but not who you were.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
So you used to be, nobody's going to F with me. I'm going to do it my way, and ain't nobody going to stand in my way. And the point of our conversation was now to be that way, but to know the difference why. Don't be a punk kid with that strong attitude. Be an adult who knows better with the same drive. Right?
Yeah.
So your work's telling you you can't have this weekend off because there's somebody here. There's somebody not here this weekend. Well, guess what? That's your problem, not mine. I need this day off because it's my daughter's birthday. I need this day off because it's Father's Day and I have to be there. It's important. Whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Stand up for yourself. Always stand up for yourself. Never back down from anybody, and don't let anybody tell you what to do. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't compromise. Right?
Yeah.
If your husband has an idea and you have an idea, instead of yelling, arguing, and fighting about it, find a middle ground. Compromise. This has turned into a relationship advice session, right? But no, seriously, like with everything, with your and I mean in all types of relationships, with your children, with your mom, with me, with your husband, with your whoever, right? Instead of fighting and instead of always being on the defensive and angry, have that stand-up attitude like you've always had, and stop letting things pull on you. Rise above it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this kind of went a different direction really quickly.
Yeah, I did.
But so
see, that's what I'm talking about, though. You always have something that helps me get through stuff that I'm going through. Like you don't put me down if I'm not doing something right. You try and help me get through the situation by saying something that helps.
so what you're saying is that's a benefit.
Yeah.
That's because see, I don't have somebody to do that for me. You know what I mean? And it's I guess it's it's even harder to be who you're explaining I am, and knowing that I don't have somebody teaching me that stuff, right? You're getting the benefit of what I'm late learning.
We've always been like that. Like after when I got pregnant with Ava, you guys weren't mad. You guys helped me get through it. When I got with Joey, you guys weren't mad. You helped me get through it.
No, we were mad.
You didn't seem mad.
Oh, we were mad.
But yeah, you guys helped me a lot. I think if it wasn't for you guys, I would have
Your
not.
life would be a whole different direction.
Yeah.
See, sometimes I feel that way. Sometimes when I think about my dad, I think about if he was still here, what different direction would my life have taken? What if I had somebody like me in my past? How would my life be different? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a powerful conversation. We're gonna end it right here, and I think we've put out enough, and we're gonna end it right here. And feel free to comment. Feel free to like the video, comment, share it, like it, subscribe to it. Vanessa in the house. You know me. Delmer Wood.
Really small. That looks better.
Delmer Wood. Peace out.